1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's
Past. You don't feel anything anymore. It doesn't mean that the pain is not still there. It doesn't mean that they're still not, they're condoning what the person has done. No, but they've moved on, as we say. You know, they've moved away from that. So that's possible. Now, the other aspect would be that they've seen a change in that person. They've seen a change. They've visibly seen a change. Because somebody, you might, all right, so somebody, if you hear something about somebody, your subconsciousness or even consciousness builds up a profile, an image of what the person would look like, of what the person might feel, of how the person might be. Then you meet the person, all right? You summon up the courage, and you meet the person, and you think, I don't feel like that about this person anymore. I had this image. I thought if I saw him, he was going to be all pompous, all not remorseful. But seeing how remorseful that person is, it makes you think or have a change of heart, as they say. Now, that's even happened, and we're not going into religion, but that's even happened with a higher power, God. It's seen something being done in a land, and he said, right, I'm going to send my servant to go there and warn them and say, listen, I'm going to destroy all of you because what you're doing is despicable. I don't want to see it. So if you don't have a change of heart, I'm going to cause ruin to you and you know everything. And the guy went, and this is what had a change of mind you. He's seen something really bad, something detestable. Now he's had a change of heart. Now, if God could have a change of heart, will we? I know it's sort of having an undertone, a religious undertone to it, but it's nothing to do with that. I think it's just human nature. Because you know, you watch, let's say you watch one of these dramas or a movie, and somebody from the opposite, from the enemy side of the opposing enemy, then goes and kills somebody from this other side, and then you still see them saying, well, you know, we're gonna avenge it and blah blah blah, and there are people waiting to avenge the death of that person. But then the leaders make up. They go, right, okay, so we're gonna we're gonna do a truce between us, and we're going to just forget about it. It doesn't always happen. It's very rare, but it does. Sometimes, occasionally, it does happen. So forgiveness, it depends on the magnitude of the offense. It depends on the magnitude of the offense, and even a judge sentencing somebody in court would say, they would either say, well, this person has never done it before, or maybe that's the first time of committing a crime, and they would look at the circumstances as well. Was there a motive? Were it pre-planned? In other words, were it something that he meditated on and allowed him time? But sometimes you could meditate on something, feel strongly about it, and then time passes, you think, it's not worth it. So
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun.
It's not worth it. So the judge,
as you say, it
Yeah.
depends on the magnitude, as you rightly say.
depends.
So
Yeah.
just as a yes or a no, really.
Yeah.
would you say in your life, and we're obviously being hypothetical, nothing could happen to you or to a loved one, you know, by somebody else, something awful, that will make you say, no, I can never forgive that person? I mean, if that I think that's what you're saying, actually, and and if I can just throw in there,
Yeah.
I think that an element of this is because that we all experience things in life, within families or whatever, which can break down, maybe not for life, but break relationships. We all experience that, and it's very easy for a while, if you like, a few years even, to carry around an anger, to carry around a hurt you feel has been done to you, and so on. And maybe part of, I suppose I've always thought, part of forgiving somebody, it doesn't actually mean you become friends, like the daughter of the MP who was killed with the killer, the bomber. It doesn't have to mean that, I don't think. I think if we carry around a lot of anger, that can ultimately hurt ourselves, our psyche. It will eat into us, just carrying anger for a long time. So there's something to be said, and I'm not saying I would necessarily find it easy to do, but there's something to be said for forgiving somebody, even if you don't meet them or tell them. Circumstantially, that may not be possible, but forgive them. But it's almost like we often hear, you know, forgive and forget. Well, I don't believe people can do that to serious things done to them or to their loved ones. But forgive and remember. You'll never forget what's happened. But maybe it's taking something out of your own self, which can become a bit toxic. Let me just give you one other example. It was in 2006, I think, and it was something called the West Nickel Mines school tragedy in October 2006. And it was to do with the Amish community in America. Now, actually, I a few years ago, I went there. I was in that area, Pennsylvania, and it was said, oh, you'd be interested to see the Amish community. They're very much a close-knit community of people, very humble. They don't indulge in modern-day benefits or technology, anything like that. Anyway, one day, a milkman called Charles Roberts burst into a one-room school in the Amish community in October 2006. He sent
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.